What's up, everyone? This is your host, Ghost, coming to you live from another wonderful video. How's everyone doing today? We're here today talking. We're going to talk about the whole, more of Fresh and Fit and the baby drama that's going on. So we're going to talk about today. Sorry about being a little bit late. I had things I was doing before. Um, yeah. So again, we're just going to talk about the whole baby drama. Monday, Myron decided to blow up the whole narrative that Miss China Daisy is trying to spill all over the internet, making all the critics look like fools. Yeah. So we're gonna go over that today, and we're gonna sorry about Monday and Tuesday. Monday, what did I have going on Monday? I had something going. Wait, or did I do a show Monday? I can't remember. I think I did. I don't remember. But sorry about yesterday. Did I do a show Monday? Oh no, I didn't. What was going? Oh yeah, Monday I didn't do a show because I had to take my dog to the vet. I was thinking I was gonna have to put her down. Fortunately, that wasn't the case. I just had to get her a bunch of pills, because she's old. So that's what happened there. Tuesday, I had to take my daughter to an allergy appointment. So that's why I didn't end up doing a show yesterday. I also won't be doing a show tomorrow. I have some things I need to do with my family. So just announcing that here right now. But that's what happened. I think next week it should pretty much be normal. So I should be able to do after next week. I should be able to do shows fairly round the clock. It just so happened that the first 3 weeks of my paternity leave, I was extremely busy, so I couldn't really do any shows. But now that's all over, and I'm pretty sure I don't have anything scheduled. I may have some family coming in the next couple of weeks, and may or not be able to do a show then. But we'll see how that goes later on in the week. But for now, everything should be good. Everything should be good. But yeah, so first, before we get started, let's do a few housekeeping. Follow me on X at officialwghost. That is the best way to find out when I go live and all my links and everything. Excuse me. I am live on X along with the various other streams I'm on. So, if you want to watch there, you can watch it there as well. I'm going to shout out to the best platform in the world, Rumble. And you can find me there, rumble.com/withghost. And my gaming channel, too, is rumble.com/gamingwithghost. youtube.com /@withghost. And then twitch.tv/@officialwghost or @officialwithghost. Sorry. So those are my various channels that you can follow me on wherever you're watching. And make sure you give me a like and a follow. And then go to Rumble and give me a follow there because I like Rumble best. All right. Without further ado, we're going to get into this. I will say this before we get started. This whole mess is clearly, Fresh is, taking a pretty big L. Both from the community, from Myron and everything. This was, he made a dumb decision. But the thing that's really irritated me about it all is a lot of his critics are trying to hold him to a standard that he does not hold himself to, aka the abortion thing. As far as I know, Fresh is pro-abortion, pro-choice, whatever you want to call it. And he doesn't even hold women like any responsibility towards women for having an abortion. He says, if I remember correctly, they're like the only things they really talk about when it comes to abortion is the Roe v. Wade when that came down, and just really the monopoly women have on reproductive rights. They're never really anti-abortion. You shouldn't do this. So it's I don't think I've heard Fresh ever go on some anti-abortion rant or anything like that. But it seems like his critics are trying to hold him to their standards, which doesn't make sense to me. The Quartering is an example. He's anti-abortion and everything like that. Good for him. But he's railing against Fresh for not taking responsibility and trying to have the girl have an abortion. Now, I could be all wrong. I could be wrong. Fresh could be actually pro life and staunch pro lifer. I don't think he is, but I could be wrong here. But with the information I know right now, it seems to try to hold Fresh to a standard in which he doesn't hold other women, because the main critique is, oh, you guys would talk about women accountability but shrink away from your own responsibility. Well, Fresh has taken accountability. He made a mistake. We all make mistakes. Like, I don't understand what we're talking about here is not perfection, it's progress. I don't think any of us think Myron and Fresh are perfect individuals. I certainly don't think they're perfect. But I they're making progress in their lives. I think this is a big step towards that progress. But yeah, it just seems fairly ridiculous to try and hold these guys to this anti-abortion. You shouldn't be asking a chick to get an abortion standard that they don't hold to anyone else. Like that's the thing. Both Fresh and Myron, they both don't hold women hold women to any responsibility when it comes to abortion. They're pretty free with that option there. They're, like I've said, their main gripe was whatever I stated, and maybe I don't know if they have talked about it, but maybe having a more of a, hey, if you're gonna have an if a state has an abortion, why don't we allow men to walk away and not have to pay for the kid? I think they may have held that stance, but that again, I don't think they've had any anti-abortion stance. I know for sure Myron hasn't. But I think Fresh is along that way as well. So, like I said, it's just dumb to me. And his critics are trying to hold him a standard he doesn't hold to himself. And people are like, oh, what about a cross? He wears a cross. He wears a cross. Okay, cool. Yeah, he wears a cross. He, says that his religion is Christianity or something like that. But he is not a religious man at the moment. Okay. Now, maybe later on he'll repent and, ask for forgiveness, blah, 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 and become a more godly man. And at that point, y'all can, if he asks for a chick to get an abortion, then y'all can rake him through the coals. But right now, it's a dumb reason to rake him under the coals. Again, he shouldn't be getting a pass. He's an idiot. He's a dumbass. And the reason that he's an idiot is he fucking nutted in a chick that he didn't want to have kids without a condom. It's dumb. Doesn't matter that she turned out to be a prostitute. He didn't know that at the time. I'm sure there's going to be pointing out like, well, so people were trying to warn him. It's like, yeah, but where they were warning him at was a bullshit site. So where apparently she uses Seeking Arrangements for her prostitution, and they were doing a totally different site that turned out to be bullshit. So if you get something that smells like bullshit, you're gonna believe it's bullshit until someone proves you wrong. And she proved him wrong. So that's my whole spiel on it. Again, it's just dumb to keep trying to hold Fresh to some anti-abortion thing when he's I'm pretty sure he's pro-abortion, regardless of his faith. He's pretty pro-abortion, I think. And then Quartering butt his head he butt his head in this whole thing. And he's holding such a double standard too, and it's really fucking annoying. Not he's like, oh, accept the responsibility. I want to rake you over the coals for accepting a responsibility. Why? It's like he's holding like Fresh is holding himself responsibility the same way that he holds women. He's pretty pro-abortion. Like I keep saying that. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm not. Okay. All right, so let's watch this. So here's my opinion on why Myron decided to do this video. His brand was getting attacked. His brand was in the gutter. So he probably went through with the lawyer. What can I say without hurting Fresh's case? And so he decided that's why he did this video. I'm willing to bet everything shown on this video was cleared by the lawyer as, all right, this is okay to show, because I bet there's a whole lot more evidence. But I disagree with the lawyer partially about, being silent and everything. Because when your brand is at risk, when your audience is at risk, in this new age, you kind of have to say something, and you got to talk about the case a little bit, at least enough to keep the house from burning down. And that's what Myron here is doing. Also, this is Myron, ex-Fed. You really think he doesn't know how to share information without jeopardizing a case? Come on, people. Come on. So, but yeah, that's basically, he sees the flames creeping up. He needs to use some extinguisher and kind of blow some of the narrative out. And he's also pissed off. He doesn't like Abba and Preach. So he's kind of pissed off about at them. So he wants to, just burn them. It's pretty much all he wants to do. So that's why. That's why he's doing this. If you don't think that's why, you're kind of dumb, in my opinion, because it's very obvious why he did it. One was because he had Abba and Preach, and two, he's got his brand hurting, and he has to repair that to some extent. All right, we're gonna listen to this at 1.5 speed, as I don't have time to to listen regular like, and we'll probably get like 30 minutes of it, and then they end up just reading super chats. So let's get into it.
And we are live, or in this case, I should say, I am live. Guys, today we are going to be exposing the truth.
Now, obviously, it's just Myron and not Fresh. That way, Fresh can kind of wash his hands of it and say, hey, not me. This is Myron, separate person. I have no control over what Myron says or does. And Myron says repeatedly that Fresh didn't want this to go on. But Fresh, you kind of lost your veto power when you decided to be a dumbass.
Over. Let's get into it. And I am live, guys. What's up? Welcome to the Fresh Air Podcast, but it's a special one. It's only going to be me today, guys, because we got a lot to talk about. We got receipts upon receipts upon receipts, and Fresh is not going to be involved in today's show, guys. Obviously, as you guys know, there's some legal stuff that's going to be going on in the background, and quite frankly, he didn't really want to do this, but I said, you know what? Nah, we got to come out with the truth, because at some point, enough is enough, right? And this girl's been running around, going on a bunch of different podcasts, trying to smear his name, the brand's name, etc. So it is what it is. It's over for you, Daisy, or I should say Jin Chen, because I know your real name, by the way.
Oh, shit.
And I know she's watching right now. And honestly, like, the chickens have come to roost, because we weren't going to come out with this. We're going to keep this professional and, let this play out in the legal world, etc. But I'm not Fresh. I'm not Walter. I'm my own man, and you're coming at both of us, so it's over for you. And I'm going to come with the facts today, okay? Before I get into it, guys, rumble.com/FreshFit. We're live on all the platforms right now. As you guys can see, we already got 14,000 on here, and we just started this bad boy, right? Rumble.com/FreshFit, CastleClub.tv, because if we do got to take this video down, you guys are going to be able to find it on Rumble and also on Castle Club. Also, guys, we got our live event April 26th. If you guys want to meet us in person, make sure to come check us out over there. It's going to be right here in Miami Beach to be specific. Top of the description, get in there. Tickets are, very fairly priced, $100 for entrance fee. If you want to do the VIP, fantastic. But we're trying to make it affordable so as many of you guys can come and meet us in person. I think it's going to be great. It's going to be a live show. And you guys have been asking us for that forever, so we're making it happen. And yeah, my new Instagram, guys, is Not Unplugged Fit. As you guys know, I got deactivated. So I'm working on trying to get the original back. But, if I don't, then you guys can go ahead and check me out on Not Unplugged Fit over there. But anyway, without further ado, guys, all I got to say with this situation is,
I've got you in my sights.
This girl fucked up, man. That's all I got to say, because she shouldn't, like I said, we didn't want to bring this stuff out, but it is what it is. So let's start with the beginning, okay? Let's just address the elephant in the room. Fresh is an idiot, okay? I had this conversation with him off air. I told him.
Now, this is Fresh, this is Myron, kind of showing to his critics. Yes, I have repeatedly told Fresh he's a moron. I am holding my buddy accountable, and I've given him shit and probably, smacked him upside his head. And so to all the critics going about saying, oh, why isn't he holding his buddy accountable? Blah, blah, blah. He is holding his buddy accountable. He's just not doing it in the public so you can watch it and jack off to it. That's the difference.
This girl is bad news. This is what the hell are you doing? Having sex with this girl, etc. Unprotected, whatever. Let's just call a spade a spade. He made a big mistake. Big mistake rocking with this girl, hanging out with her, etc. Right? But what I will do is I'm going to go outline the relationship for you guys. Okay? I have dates here, etc. And we're going to walk through it real fast. So, number one. They were never in a serious relationship, okay? Though she might say, oh, I was in a serious relationship with him, and she goes on this podcast saying I loved him, etc. He was seeing other women. And you guys know that because if you saw the video clip, right, she says that he was talking to other women. So she knows that, right? So they met on November 21st at El Santo, okay, which is a club here in Miami, right? Pretty much fresh trademark. They went on their first date November 26th. They had sex that night, okay? She left on November 28th for New York, because you guys know this girl has an apartment in New York as well. She was going back and forth between here and there. And then they talked on WhatsApp on January 1st, 2024. So he saw her again, guys, right? So she left the 28th. And then he started talking on WhatsApp on the 1st. I mean, they were talking on Instagram before that, but as you guys know, we can't show those messages because first Instagram got wiped with mine. Then on December 28th to January 10th, she was in Miami, right? They spent a few days together. About half that time, she wasn't with Fresh, right? Then they didn't see each other again until March 9th, right, in Barbados. They met in Barbados and hung out in Barbados for a few days, right? They were there for approximately 3 days. Then she was in Miami for the rest of that period, right? So from March 9th to 24th, they spent time together here in Miami and also in Barbados. That's where she met his family, etc. Right? Then, so what? We're talking about 20 days here that they spent, even though they knew each other since November. She was in China for a period of time, New York, etc., come back and forth. So they spent about, I'd say roughly 15 to 20 days together, right? Cumulatively. During the course of this time, there were a bunch of red flags that Fresh noticed that made him say, you know what, I don't know if I can take this girl seriously. Number one, he had mentioned to her that there was a guy in Las Vegas. As you guys know, we go to Las Vegas all the time to do, Access Vegas, etc. We'll actually be there tomorrow, okay? And when we were out there, a photographer had said, oh, I know her. And he didn't say anything bad. However, when Fresh mentioned to her that someone in Vegas knew her, she got really nervous and scared. And he was like, that's weird. Why would you get so nervous, right? Number two, she has 3 phones, okay?
3.
He saw, towards the end of the relationship, and what made him kind of say, I don't want to deal with this girl anymore, was he saw random conversations with 4 numbers unsaved on one of her phones.
Like 2 is a bit excessive at this point nowadays, unless you like really want to keep your like work and private life private. It's kind of excessive, but 3, that's like overkill. That's interesting. 3 phones, plenty of red flags, plenty, honestly. But here we are. We're hearing, basically a bit of the insight in Fresh's dating world or whatever. And here's another thing. Sorry. Like I see some other critics of Fresh, and it's like, oh, I guess that 1,000 bodies doesn't help you discern a woman, blah, 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 blah. It was like, it kind of does, considering the fact that he's like looked at the woman, discerned, probably not a good bet, and turned out to be right. So like he did discern her, but like I think these idiots and people don't really understand what these guys talk about. Don't truly understand. What they miss is discerning doesn't mean that you're able to know what a woman's about the second you meet her. It just means you're able to identify bad characteristics and bad red flags quicker and easier than you would if you didn't have any training or if you're able to at all. So he was able to vet this girl and discern. I'm seeing a lot of bad things going on. I see a lot of red flags. Probably not a good idea to pursue a serious relationship with her. That's what discernment is. It doesn't mean you know the instant into a woman's soul who she is the second you meet her. It means that you're just able to do things a lot quicker than you would if you didn't have that experience, if at all.
Okay. When they came back from Barbados, they were stopped by customs. They interviewed her for 2 hours, guys. Okay, when she was being held at customs. You guys know I used to work for Immigration and Customs Enforcement as an investigator for Homeland Security Investigations. And normally when they detain you at the airport like that, something is going on. And they detained her for 2 hours, and she showed pictures of her and Fresh together, etc. More than likely, what I'm suspecting, I don't know this for a fact, but for them to detain her for 2 hours. Remember, guys, she's a foreign national. She's Chinese. She's here on a visitor visa, which she's admitted on other podcasts, by the way, which is typically a B1, B2 visa. They probably think that she's here working illegally or maybe doing some kind of sex work, which we're going to get into that as well. Okay, we don't know for a fact, but for them to hold you at the border like that tells me something, right? Then, after Fresh cut the relationship off with her, she finally admitted that she had sugar daddies.
I mean, personally, if a chick gets obviously not my wife, but seeing a chick and she gets held at the customs for 2 hours, if I don't have a really, really good explanation, I'm just cutting ties. I'm like, this chick's probably bad news. But that's just me. They didn't really lay out the timeline, like how long after this happened that he cut ties with her. But me personally, I'd probably drop her off at home and say bye, and that's about it. That'd be me.
Fast. She took off to New York right away, right? And she didn't. And we'll show an Instagram picture right now, actually, real fast, of when she took off. So she goes after Fresh told her, "Hey, I don't want to be with you anymore. I don't intend on marrying you, and I'm not going to get you an apartment because, mind you, this all started, guys, because she wanted an apartment and Fresh said no. right? And she drops it. So she leaves abruptly and she drops an Instagram story saying, bye, going to find a better life, right? And she's getting on a plane to go back to New York, and she's been in New York since, right? She left on or about, I want to say March 26th. I think is the day that she left, March 26th. So they get back. So the timeline again, November 21st, they meet, okay? No, they hang out again, December 28th to January 10th for a period of time. Then from March 9th to the 24th, he basically breaks up with her a day or two after they get back, after they're back in Barbados here in Miami, says, hey, I don't want to get you the apartment. I don't want to marry you. I don't think this is going to work out like long term because she wants a serious relationship. So she gets on a plane and leaves on the 26th, right? Mind you, well, actually, no, we're going to talk about that later on. We're going to talk about the pregnancy in a whole other chapter. We got a couple chapters on this thing. But I just wanted to give you guys the relationship, okay? So that's how they met. That's how long they've hung out with each other, known each other. Though they've known each other since November, cumulatively speaking, okay, they only spent roughly between 15 to 20 days actually hanging out with each other, speaking to each other. And during the course of them meeting and hanging out with each other, first he's vetting her, he's testing her, he's asking her questions, etc. And she failed the test, right? She failed the test. These are a couple of the red flags that he noticed while he was hanging out with her in person that made him say, I can't commit to this girl. I can't take this girl seriously. Mind you, he was doing this thing and he had other women as well, which is something that she was also angry about during this whole situation. So there we go. Now that we have an idea of the relationship, let's get into the other elephant in the room, okay? We talked about the first elephant in the room with the relationship and Fresh being an idiot, which he is. Let's just be honest here. He made a big fucking mistake. And it is what it is. You know, guys make mistakes. No one is perfect, but this one was a big one. And we got to take accountability for that. He fucked up here, right? So as you guys know, she's been...
But Myron's not holding his friend accountable. Seriously. Like, there we go. He's saying he's an idiot. Like, I don't really understand what these guys want when it comes to accountability or anything. There he is. He's holding Fresh accountable right there. Boom. Perfect.
Running around, she went on Abba and Preach's pod, right? And I'm not surprised. You know, Abba and Preach have been making videos on us for years now at this point. They've made somewhere between 30 to 40 videos on us, talking shit, trying to attack our character, etc. And other podcasts as well she's went on.
Now, this specifically is really why Myron is making this video. It's because Abba and Preach said something. Let's not get it twisted. All right. It's generally the big reason why Myron is talking about this. If you want to get Myron's blood boiling, go on Abba and Preach and talk shit about him. It's generally what it is. All right. That's generally what it is. It is what it is. He doesn't like them. And yeah, it's all good. What it is. Like, seriously, I don't care. But that's in my opinion, one of the major reasons why he's making this video, and also why he specifically titled it Dismantling Abba and Preach with Bombshell Truth.
You know, they're talking about this story, etc. She's essentially been doing a press run the past few days ever since she leaked this phone call.
And this is the other part. She's doing a press run. She's trying to hurt his Fresh's reputation, hurt the show's brand, etc. It's another reason why he's doing this.
Messages, right? And I'm going to show you guys a clip. One of the things she's been doing is saying that she is not a sex worker, right? So let's go ahead and play the two clips where she says this. Here's from one podcast, which I will not name.
They're accusing me for being escort and being on this kind of website. Just use the brand. If I'm Miss Asia and I'm a former bodybuilder, why would I put myself on the internet on a
it doesn't make sense.
escort website? That is
No, it doesn't make sense. We even one thing that I didn't.
Okay, so he says, yeah, doesn't make sense. I don't believe it. Yeah, you're not. Now let's go ahead and play our favorite YouTubers here, because and it's interesting because these guys were so quick to try to use this as content to make us look bad. They didn't properly vet this girl, but it's okay. I'm gonna do it for them, you know, because
I mean, to be fair, you guys, regardless of whether she turns out to be a prostitute or not, this is a bad look for you guys. I am smart enough to be like, all right, look, these guys, you know, they're not perfect. I don't think they've ever claimed to be. They make mistakes, etc., etc. Doesn't make this any less of a bad look for them.
Because since they want to bring this girl on a platform, etc., but they don't know the real Daisy Chen. They don't know Jin Chen, but I know Jin Chen. And I'm going to make you guys very familiar with her as well. We're all going to know Jin Chen when this is done. Let's play their clip now.
That I would interview.
Now, before we get into all this stuff, it's very interesting. After this aired, she apparently tweeted, "My lawyer told me to stop tweeting and to delete everything. I was told to make no comments until this Wednesday when everything said will be debunked." That's what she tweeted on her account. So apparently today everything will be debunked, apparently, according to her.
The woman in question.
I just want but it was very interesting that just after they make this video, all of a sudden they're saying,
At the heart of this whole thing.
and Tommy Sotomayor is hilarious because he tweets back like, How you get a lawyer, lady? I thought you had no money. We need you on my show. That's fucking.
He provided me a bunch of
Shout out to
screenshots,
Thomas.
screen recordings, and a bunch of different things. And I think it answered a lot of the questions that would have seemed to be unanswered before. Things like whether or not she's a worker. She isn't. What was the time?
Okay. Abba,
You stupid.
you don't know what you're talking about. I'm going to show it right now. So let's go ahead, and she said she's not a sex worker. She's not an escort. Okay. What's this? In this photo that you guys can see here, we can see Jin Chen meeting up with a potential client. Okay. I'm not going to say where this was, but what I'm about to show you guys is all exclusive stuff that no one else has. Okay. But it's an anonymous source. Okay. So this is a photo of her meeting up with a guy, and it gets better. We got video and audio. Run the clip.
If you call me an escort, prove it. Prove it.
Firstly, did you pay
No.
cash only?
No. Please transfer. Do you have cash?
I would prefer to pay you half first and then half after. It's never worked out the way I paid up front.
Why? I'm here. What are you worried about?
One time, the lady just filled up front. I was pushing her. She said she came up 3 times and then she couldn't do it anymore.
So you want to do it at 10 times? Really?
I have been scammed in the past.
Yeah, but I'm a girl. I need to be more secure. If you're not making excuse, that means you are not willing to pay.
I would like to please you more for like an hour or so. It's not just me fun. But yeah, usually I'll pay for 2, 3, 4 hours.
Non-stop?
And stop for maybe 30 minutes or less.
I cannot stay for 2 and 3 hours.
And you can't say for 2 or 3
I
hours.
can stay, but I cannot have sex for 2 and 3 hours. Like, who can do that?
It's not just sit for 2 or 3 hours. You have to trust me on this. It will not be uncomfortable. It will not be painful. If you are, then you may go. I will not force you to stay.
You can pay in cash, and I will stay here for 1 hour.
1 hour doesn't mean you're only going to stay the 1 hour.
Then I will stay here for 1 hour, and I leave. Because for you, 1 hour is enough. He said 2, 3 hours. I cannot stay for 2 and 3 hours.
And you can't say for 2 or 3
I
hours.
can't.
Honestly, the onus is on you to make this experience wonderful so that I will want to see you again.
Okay, so let's get started.
Are you sure?
I've got you in my sights.
So there we go. Now we got in the proof. She's a hooker. All right. Again, L Fresh, in his defense, you didn't know at the time. And again, people were gonna like, oh, well, there was a warning. You all were warned. You all were warned. Blah 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 blah. Okay, yes, maybe that's so. But it turns out the site that they were claiming she was on isn't the site she uses. So when you look at it and find out, oh, this is bullshit, someone else is using your photos, tend not to believe them. Simple as that.
I could end the podcast right there. But wait, there's more, guys. There's more. Because, see, she's been running around saying that she's not an escort, etc. No, I don't do this, blah, blah, blah. I mean, I'll let you guys decide what you think after seeing that, okay? We're going to keep going. There's more. I can end it right there. But let's go. Let's keep going. So, obviously, you guys can see her. That sounds like negotiating for something. I don't know what particularly, right? But I think we all know kind of what it may or may not be, right? So, she's also talked about how she's a good person and her character, etc. We got some more, guys. So, I have here a Chinese police report. You guys are probably wondering, Myron, what the hell? What's this? Guys, this is a police report where she basically stole money from an individual. Okay, yeah. She stole money from an individual. All right. And I had a friend of mine translate this for me. As you guys would know, I play Overwatch, right? And I have a buddy, I call him the Chinaman. And he went ahead and kindly translated this police report for us. And we have it for y'all here. Okay. At about 1940 on the evening of August 27, 2018, the reporter came to the police station to report that he met with a Chinese woman at about 12 o'clock noon on August 27, 2018 at lane 288 of Daza Road and exchanged 6,000 yuan for 870 with this woman. So basically he wanted her to give him cash, right? And around 4:45 on August 27, 2018, the woman hailed a car through Didi Taxi and then asked the reporter for 6,000 RMB. And then the reporter gave 6,000 RMB to the woman, and the two got in the car. Soon after, she claimed that she needed to get money from China Construction Bank, name of the bank, and asked to stop at the China Construction Bank on Yongjia Road, Zhuish District, Shanghai. But the woman did not return 10 minutes after getting out the car, and the reporter sent a message to the woman, but she replied she didn't want to meet the reporter. The reporter felt that he had been defrauded, so he reported the case. So this woman takes this guy's money and runs off with it, right? One of the people that she, one of her clients, right? So what does that say about her character? And you guys might be wondering, Myron, you got proof? Oh, I do got proof, actually. I got video. Here she is, taking the dude's money and doing what she's about to do with it.
Now, there's no like, all right, Myron, it's unfortunately, it's not, this doesn't really prove anything. Hold on. We got to add this for this particular episode. Now, in all defense and being fair, there's no actual proof this is of the same night. At least there's nothing Myron presented that proves this is the same night, except what he said. Now, this very well could be the same night. It very well could be, but there's no real evidence that he's showing us except his word that this is proof.
Oh.
I don't think this is a very big own, and as Myron is trying to make it seem, there's no real proof that this is actually her. Well, like not her, but actually of the same night, and that's what she did with the money. Unless I missed something.
Hey, man. I mean, yeah, I could end it there. I could end it there, can I? But guess what?
I've got you in my sights.
There's more. Let's keep going. The show goes on. The show goes on. We're going all the way today, baby. We're going all the way because guess what? I'm fucking Leonardo DiCaprio in this bitch. The show goes on. I'm not leaving.
They're gonna need a fucking wrecking ball to take me out of here.
Let's fucking go. All right. So here we have her ID, right? Here she is. We obviously blurted out personal information so that we wouldn't dox her, but it's to show you guys that we know what we're talking about here. We actually have her Jin Chen. That's your real name, by the way, Jin Chen. It's not Daisy. You run around calling yourself Daisy Chen, but you're really Jin Chen. Okay. And
That was very common with Asian Americans and Asian fobs, fresh off the boats or all that stuff. It's very common to go and adopt an American first name. They like to, want to feel American, be American, all that shit. So that's not very uncommon. That her legal name is Chen Jin or Jin Chen, and she calls herself Daisy. It's not uncommon. It is what it is. It's very common with Asians.
we found out that you got fired from your job. Okay, here's where you used to work for, right? For a marketing company, you were a marketing manager, Daisy, or should I say Jin Chen? And we had the documents to show that you got fired and why you got fired. Again, this is all in Chinese, but guess what? My boy We Rise, once again, aka Chinaman, the guy that I play Overwatch with and we rage together when we destroy these scrubs. He went ahead and translated for you guys. Once again, shout out to the Chinaman. We got the official documents. Shout out to We Rise. He's on the line as well. But here it is. Here's why she got fired, guys. Okay. Ms. Shenjing, you have been working at Shanghai Beaming Performance Agency Co. since July 2nd, 2018, and your current job is a business assistant. The 3-year labor contract signed between you and the company on July 2nd, 2018 shall be terminated on August 3rd, 2018, and the employment relationship shall be terminated at the same time due to the following circumstances. What else was going on in 2018 when she got fired from her job around this time? Oh, she was stealing money and negotiating for fun with people in rooms, which we showed video of.
Time.
Oh, interesting. Very interesting.
A long time.
By consensus of the parties, the worker is proved to be ineligible for employment during the probationary period. The worker seriously violates the rules and regulations of the unit. The employee seriously derelict in his duties or commits fraud for personal gain, causing major damage to the company.
You stupid.
The employee establishes labor relations with other employers at the same time, which has a serious impact on the completion of the work of the employer or refuses to make corrections upon the company's request. The personal certification materials provided by the employee to the company are false, or the company concludes or reviews a labor contract contrary to its true intention by coercion or taking advantage of the danger of others. The worker is investigated for criminal responsibility in accordance with law. After the expiration of the medical treatment period, the worker cannot engage in the original job or work arranged by the company. The worker is not competent for the job and is still incompetent for the job after training or job adjustments. There's a major change in the objective circumstance on which the labor contract is concluded, making it impossible to form the labor contract, and the two parties cannot reach an agreement on the change after negotiation between the parties. Other circumstances provided for by laws and administrative regulations. Please go to the company's personal administration department before August 6, 2018 to go through the resignation procedures such as work handover, return of goods, and settlement of expenses and remuneration. So what does this all mean, guys, right? Obviously, they have to formally get rid of her and list out why, but obviously we got fraud, using fake documents to get the job, exploiting the company's resources. We actually heard from the boss that fired her that she stole money from the company. So not only was she engaged in nefarious activity.
Now, Myron, says this. There's no real evidence of this. Sorry, it's getting a little warm in here. But so we don't have any real evidence of this as a show. It's just what Myron is saying. But if it's true, it goes more to her character. All this is a character thing. It's really just a character. I wouldn't say assassination, but this is really just a character attacks right here. But it shows a little bit more of her character, and it gets the sense that she's not a very honest person. So if she's not honest about a lot of things, why all of a sudden on this particular thing is she going to be honest? All this show really was about is just to kind of provide people with the ability to be skeptical of anything she says. And y'all should be skeptical of what she says. All right. We've seen way too many women who like to go after guys who have a lot of money, a lot of power, and lie about them. Now, they've admitted, yes, he was selling her the dream of buying her an apartment. Yes, he fucked her raw. It's been corroborated, so you can believe that part. But is she really pregnant? Apparently not. Or, well, not apparently, but, I don't think so. And if she is, I don't think it's Fresh's baby.
Activities that may or may not include sex work. She's stealing from clients, right? They file police reports on her. She's getting fired from jobs because she's stealing from them too. Is this someone that you guys would believe? Obviously, she's been lying all over the place. So she's having inappropriate relationships at her place of work as well, which is another reason why they got rid of her. Interesting. Very, very interesting. But wait, there's more, guys. We're gonna keep going. So as you guys know, right? She said, "Oh, I don't care about money. I just want to hold Fresh accountable, whatever the hell." Let's run the clip from our guy Destiny real quick, where she went ahead and had a whole conversation with him.
I don't care about the money. I like this lifestyle. By the United States law, he has to pay for the child support. How much money do you think a man should make for? Yeah, I told him $1 million.
Walter apologized for everything and came clean on everything. Wouldn't you want him to be involved in like your child's life?
But why would you care about that?
Shouldn't the priority be to like build a healthy life for your future child? Shouldn't that be the focus?
Speak for him.
You don't care. You're not carrying the child right
Now, shout out to Destiny. He's, not automatically believing this chick. I thought he would, and and all that. But he's really just all he's really doing is just asking questions. He's really. I don't think he. I haven't seen this video, of course, but I really don't think that he was calling her a liar or anything. He was just asking questions and like, yo, this doesn't make sense. Could you help me understand? I really don't understand. And she doesn't have any good answers.
now. She's a money ticket for you. You're not caring at all about the child. Why are you leaking
What is
all
the
this
money?
publicly?
What
The money
is
is the child support you were talking about earlier.
Look,
You're very
who are
familiar
you?
with it.
I don't want to talk to you.
Dusty's gonna take a break.
She doesn't want to talk to him because he's exposing the truth. You say in one sentence, "I don't care about the money," then you're saying, "Oh yeah, a man's got to make $1 million a year," right? Guys, this woman is a predator. She's obviously coming and trying to use guys, etc. And here's the thing, right? Like I said before, Fresh fucked up, right? He made a mistake. He shouldn't have messed with this girl in the first place. This girl's a predator, all right? But this is what happens a lot of times when you're a guy. You got some money, you got some status, etc. Girls will try to use you, right? Thank God he saw the red flags and cut it off when he did. Obviously, he didn't cut it off fast enough, but this girl had intentions, right?
Yeah, Fresh, put on a fucking condom, you idiot. Fucking sake. Like, why are you fucking like? I understand. Look, I understand having sex with chicks without a condom is great, but come on, dude. Seriously, get a vasectomy and freeze your sperm. You're gonna be banging chicks raw, dude. Come on.
Nefarious intentions. So I just want to ask you guys one thing, right? So obviously,
Yo, that would be hilarious though. What it like comes out is like, yeah, no, I got a vasectomy like a year ago. I can't have kids. That would be wild if, like, after all this said and done, it's like, oh, by the way, it's definitely not mine. I had a vasectomy like 6 months ago before I even met this chick, or like a year or so ago before I met this chick. I can't have kids because I got a vasectomy. Now that'd be wild, wouldn't it?
we went through who this woman is, Daisy Chen, aka her real name. I'm gonna call her Jen for the rest of the show. Jin Chen. Okay, Jen, we know who you really are now. You're involved with escorting, potentially, right? Allegedly. Well, we saw the video, right? We know that you stole money from somebody, ran away with it, basically robbed the guy. We know that you can't hold a job. You got fired from stealing money from that company as well, having inappropriate relations, etc. So let me ask y'all, someone like this that has this kind of character, do you think they're going to be honest? I mean, let's go through it real quick. So on March 24th, just so you guys know, right? When they got back, towards the end, she did a pregnancy test, guys. And first, I didn't want to mention this on the last show, but I'm going to mention it. Came back negative. Okay. He saw it and his mom saw it. She did a pregnancy test on the 24th, came back negative, right? Then a week later, she calls Fresh to say, "Oh, I'm pregnant." And she records the phone call.
Now, I need a little more information on this part. Like, because I just need a little information because look, there could be, she could have thought it, tested, and then it became, it was a week too early because, pregnancy tests is you got to wait a certain amount of time after your, after your period and think you may be pregnant before you can really test and see. So it could be that she was just a week early when testing, and then she tested again and she's pregnant. But it's suspicious when she took a pregnancy test in front of both, her Fresh and his mother, and it was negative. And then a week later, away from Fresh's mother, she takes one and it's positive. So that could be, that's a little suspicious, but we don't know. It just really depends on when, like, if she tested 6 months and it was, or 6 weeks after their last raw dog session, and it comes out negative, and then 7 weeks after she takes another test and it's positive, that might be like, all right, now I'm a little suspicious type situation. But I don't know. I need some more information. So that could be entirely plausible. It's just suspicious that she gets a test negative with Fresh and his mother there, but then when she's alone, then she gets one that's positive.
Call. Okay, trying to get a response. Oh, what are you going to do to me, etc. You know what? We could play the clip right now. Let's play it real quick. Can we pull it up real fast on the side, guys? The phone call that she had with Fresh. Let's pull that up real quick, right? So she calls him and tries to get a response out of him. And Fresh obviously stays calm, etc. And the thing I also want you guys to know is that there was an agreement between him and her that they weren't going to have kids. He told her he didn't want kids, and she agreed to that. Okay, and I have proof of that right here, right now. Roll the clip from our idiots over there in Canada. So this is when Abba went ahead and interviewed her, right? So first, this is him asking her about them being monogamous, if I'm not mistaken, right?
So, what this really shows is, why that's important. Why is it that they agreed not to have kids and everything? It makes Fresh's responses make a little more sense. When he's just casually like, well, you can just get an abortion. We agreed we weren't going to have kids, so you can just take a pill and you're good. This, maybe she does, maybe he's just trying to educate her, saying like, oh, this is how you can do it. And so that's why that piece of information is important. You tell, if you agree with someone you're not going to have kids, and then come back and say, oh, I want to keep the kid or whatever. And they're like, well, what are you talking about? We agreed we weren't. So here, just take a pill. You're good. And I want to say another thing about this whole abortion thing is I keep seeing tradcons and whatnot talk about Fresh pressuring her. Apparently, hey, I don't want kids. I can't have kids, whatever. And here, take a pill and you can abort the kid. Apparently, that's pressure now. And I would define pressure as, I will give you $10,000 to abort this kid. That would be pressure. Because now you're getting like, oh, pressure of finances and all that stuff. So making some money. Oh, against, wanting to keep a kid. That would be more pressure than it would be with like, I don't understand how what Fresh said could be anywhere construed as pressuring. I don't get it.
All right.
I don't want to.
Then I ask her, well, why do you not want to be intense about monogamy, but you are rushing to have a kid? I asked some tough questions.
That's a good question.
I'm not.
These morons can't even spell. They were in such a rush to get this video out and try to make us look crazy that they couldn't even spell. That just goes to show how thirsty these clowns are for attention, bro. Dudes went and did a video immediately and shot it. Just shot it. Oh, God, we got to make content. Oh! That's how we'll preach anytime something happens. We literally pay these bums bills, man. Let's go ahead. Let's run the clip.
I'm not softballing it.
Oh, no, I'm at you.
No, she's like, I don't want to be too intense and like rush like, monogamy, so I'm accepting this. But like, but you want to have a baby with him.
Yeah, I understand because I just felt like.
And this is kind of interesting how they make a video and then they make a video on this Alba and Preach, and then but they don't do the interview live. Why don't you do the interview live and do a live video, like a live show, like a live video? It's weird.
I just feel like I'm not that type of girl that I have to be with someone for years to get married. Or if I like someone, I can have a kid with him for like a week. Like, it doesn't matter. The time doesn't matter. I was with someone for 9 months. He really wanted to marry me. He's American. And I didn't want that. I ended that. When I met Walter, I just felt like, wow, there's so much chemistry.
What? I mean, I agree. I'm just trying to talk to me.
Look, even the window licker's confused. Even he's like, this doesn't make sense. Even for him. This doesn't make sense. In his head, he's like, why are we doing this video? But again, the thirst for them to make content on us is so fucking strong that they will go ahead and compromise themselves and interview a criminal, which I've proven to you guys, that's pretty much on the run from China in the US, okay, doing a bunch of stupid shit. They will interview her for views. And these guys preach integrity. Hilarious. Hilarious. Continue on.
Girl that can, I'm not the type of girl that's gonna have to wait for a long time before I marry someone. Huh?
Look, his brain is fried.
What is that?
I mean, there's plenty of people who meet their husbands for the first time.
That's Abba's brain, right? That's Preach's brain right now. Like, keep going. Okay, so, all right. So obviously she doesn't even make sense when she talks to them, right? Now, here, I'm going to prove to you guys that Fresh not only didn't want to have kids, she knew that. And she agreed with him. She might not admit this, but let's go ahead, let's play. So Abba asked her this question, right?
The same as saying he really wants to have a child. Why don't you get verbal confirmation if he really wanted a child with you?
God damn, he doesn't mind isn't the same as really wants to have a child. Why didn't you get a big verbal bro, y'all are fucking stupid over there in Canada, bro.
You stupid.
Fucking Abba and Preach are idiots. Like, they were so thirsty to get this video. They didn't do a spell check. They didn't do a grammar check. They did no proofreading. They just wanted to get this video out as fast as they could because that's all these guys do is make hit pieces on us. They've been doing this for the better part of 3 to 4 years, bro. These guys are thirsty for content. It's hilarious. We pay y'all bills. You guys are our sons. You guys are literally our sons. You guys talk about us every chance you get. Okay, and Abba, you're a coward, and you know I challenge you to a boxing match. You don't want to do it because you know what the hell's going to happen. You're a coward. You know this, but you're going to go ahead and put out these rest videos, interviewing a criminal, giving her a platform, letting her tell you all these lies. You're over here believing her like she's not a sex worker, and I showed you evidence to prove that she is. Okay, so what does this prove? Abba and Preach claim integrity, but they don't have any. I wonder if they're going to make an apology video after this.
No,
probably not. They never do. That's what they do. They just lie on people, give bottom feeder reaction content. It's fine though, because we're giving a kill shot for you and her. Both y'all aren't credible. Let's keep going.
No, because I was pretty sure that he was so serious about me. But then, okay, but at least he's not stupid that if he does this to me, I'm gonna get pregnant. I think it's just misunderstood. Maybe he was just being irresponsible.
Rewind
But
this
for
real quick.
me, he's serious.
So one more time, y'all. So they ask her again in that poorly worded question. Let's play it again.
The same as saying he really wants
Go
to
back
have
a
a
little
child.
bit. We're gonna play it all the way uninterrupted. I'm not even gonna say anything. Okay, hit play.
No, he was like, he was kind of like just admitted that if he's gonna make me pregnant, he's just gonna like raise a baby with me, and
Yes, got
he
So she says this
didn't
first,
like
right?
say that, but all the his action proves that.
Doesn't mind isn't the same as saying he really wants to have a child. Why don't you get verbal confirmation if he really wanted a child with you?
No, because I was pretty sure that he was so serious about me. But then, okay,
Pause. So in one sentence, she said he wanted to have a kid. Then then Abba even asked her, right? Hey, well, why did you get verbal confirmation? No. So she never got confirmation at all that he wanted to have a kid. And again, remember, guys, because look, when you look at that phone call, right? As dumb as Fresh is for having sex with this fucking dumb bimbo, right? We need context. So he's with her, knows her for a period of about 20 days. That's why I told y'all, context matters. They had hung out for cumulatively for approximately 20 days. He's vetting her throughout the process, right? But also stupidly having sex with her. Let's add that, right? Unprotected.
Yeah.
He says, I don't want kids.
Like, the big
She
problem
agrees.
is,
She does a pregnancy test on the 24th. It's negative. Cool, right? All in the clear. Okay. She knows I don't want kids. She doesn't want to have kids. Keep in mind also, guys, this girl's a bodybuilder. She doesn't want to ruin her body. And we know why she doesn't want to ruin her body besides bodybuilding. It's her moneymaker, if you guys don't remember earlier in the show what we showed. Correct? So obviously this girl's had plastic surgery, etc. She's a very vain person. All right. So in his head, he's thinking, okay, she don't want to have a kid. She want to ruin her body. I told her I don't want a kid. She agrees that. She did a pregnancy test. It's negative. So then a week later, she calls and says, oh, I'm pregnant. Right? Which we have the video right here. Let's play it real quick. Do we have it, Bills? Yeah, the call. So obviously he's in shock. Like, what the hell? We're going to have kids. What's going on here? So she calls him and she records it. She records it prior to calling him, which, by the way, is a felony in the state of Florida. Congratulations. You committed another crime besides what you did in China, right? Getting fired from your job for embezzling. And also on top of that, committing acts of potential solicitation here, which we have video proof of. You're committing crimes all over the place. And then you also committed a crime by recording this phone call. It's illegal to record a phone call in Florida. Let's roll the clip. So she calls him a week later, after, mind you, a week after giving Fresh a negative pregnancy test, she calls him a week and says this dumb shit.
I want the baby because I don't want to kill the baby. I don't want to kill nobody. I don't want to.
You're not. They just give you a pill and it's over.
No, I'm pregnant.
No, but that's what I'm saying. The pill, they just give it to you for a doctor and then you're good.
I am pregnant. I can't pretending like nothing happened. I can't. In my religion, we don't kill.
You're not killing it. Okay.
I want to keep the baby.
You can see Bresh's brain like melt. Like, what the fuck is this broad talking about?
Probing question to get a response.
Well, like I said, I just don't want any kids.
And she knew that. That's not news.
Okay, so what you gonna do? And what you gonna do to me?
Pause. See, guys, like,
Yeah, come on. Who says that? What are you gonna do to me? Come on, people. Come on. And what's I gonna say? I was gonna say something here. Oh, again, does that sound like pressure to anyone? Really? Does this really sound like he's pressuring her to abort the kid? She's like, no, you take a pill, you're good. It's all good. You're good. Like, really? Does that make any sense to you? How is that pressure? How is like, look, if you take this pill, you're good to go, girl. That's pressure. Again, pressure would have been like, I'll pay you 10 grand to abort this kid. That would be pressure. Okay? But saying like, no, if you take a pill, it'll be all good. How's that pressure? How is that pressure? How is anything Fresh said pressure? It's wild to me that people are accusing him of pressuring this chick, and it doesn't sound like pressure to me at all. Am I just a crazy one? Am I the weirdo? Am I crazy for thinking that this doesn't sound like pressure?
like the fact that she's like, bro, who does that? Who calls, right? Like, and this is what I'm trying to say when I said we got to question everything, right? She calls him, recording the phone call, asking probing questions to try to get an emotional response to make him look crazy after they had agreed that they were not.
To address that obviously it's not my super chat, but to address that super chat, the reason Fresh isn't there is because he has a pending case against her. He doesn't want to say anything that might jeopardize it. I don't think there's anything he could say that could jeopardize it, really. But you know, that's his advice from his lawyer, so that's why he's not there. And he told Myron, I really don't want this to happen, but he can't control Myron. Although they are business partners, what Fresh does is hurting both their brands. So Myron has every right to go and defend his brand. So that's why Myron's making this video, and that's why Fresh isn't here. He probably was advised by his lawyer, don't be there, don't be in the same video And when the court comes and they're like, "Oh, blah blah, this is what your partner said," he's like, "Yeah, but I wasn't there." So you can't hold me accountable for what he says. I told him I don't want any of this, to be released, and he ignored me. There's nothing I could do about it.
Not going to have kids. And you guys saw even in her own interview, she never got confirmation from Fresh that she wanted kids. He told her we're not going to have kids. She agreed to them not having kids. She admitted that in the interview as well, right? But then she calls him saying, I'm pregnant. And on top of that, she had done a pregnancy test a week before. So let me ask you all a question. With the totality of the circumstances, with what we've shown that this woman is a liar, a manipulator, a thief, a criminal, a sex worker, okay? You think she's honestly telling the truth here with her being potentially pregnant? She's been doing a fucking press run the past week, going on every single podcast that will have her to talk about this, to bring up her brand and bring up her new Twitter that she just made and her Instagram. She's been doing interviews all over the place. Who would do that if they were actually pregnant with someone's kid? She's been doing it.
You know what? Here's what's going to probably end up happening. She's going to come out and say, this is what's going to happen. She's going to come out and say, I've lost a baby due to Fresh and Fit levying their fans against me and causing me such stress. I'm going to be, I aborted. That's what she's going to say. All right. I guarantee that's what she's going to say. She's going to say that due to, the hate that Myron and Fresh has levied against me, I miscarried and I lost a baby. So now we have no proof whether she is or was not pregnant. Bet money.
On a social media blitz, okay? Then she has the gall to make a joke with these idiots and say, yeah, I'll name the kid Abba Preach, Chen, whatever. Like what? Who does that? If you were actually pregnant, would you actually do this stuff? Right?
Nope.
The reality is this, guys. He didn't want to be with her. He sent her home. She got angry about it, waited a week. Someone probably got in her head while she was up there in New York. And she said, you know what? I'm done with this guy, but I'm going to burn down the whole building while I do it because I'm angry and I feel a certain way. So I'm going to let my emotions get the best of me, and I'm going to air out all this stuff because they're not going to know about my past in China. They're not going to know that I got fired from a job for embezzling. They're not going to know that I was running around selling myself to people on the internet. They're not going to know that I was a sugar baby and that I was doing all this other stuff. They're not going to know that I stole money. We do now, Jin Chen. We know who you really are. You're not credible at all. Because you did it. You thought that your past in China wouldn't get back to us, but it did. Because in your own foolish attempt to go viral with this, people came forward and told us who you really are. You thought you would escape China and your past back there, but it came back to haunt you, and it's coming back to haunt you now. And you're getting buried with the fucking truth. Because everything I show is factual. We know who you really are. We know what you really do. We got video. We got documents. Everything. Let's read some of these chats. We got here Zachary. Fucking mic drop, bro. Like, this chick is done. Like, you're not credible. You're not, Jin. I know you're watching this thing right now. Jin Chen, you are not credible. This could have been done behind closed doors. Y'all could have handled this like adults, but you wanted to run to the internet and illegally record him. You committed another felony, by the way. Okay? And you best believe, I'm calling immigration on you. 100%. You shouldn't even be here. You're in the United States committing crimes, and you committed crimes back in China as well. And we have proof of that. You are a fucking sex worker. You shouldn't even be here. You fucked up. You played yourself. You wanted the clout. Now you're going to get the clout. I'm going to make you famous. You thought that this was a fucking game. And that's irrefutable proof, everything I got. And I got more too. I'm not showing it all for obvious reasons. But the truth is the truth, and it's come out. All right. Let's see what y'all think on this. Zachary says, started.
All right. So that's it. And they basically just read super chats after that. So it's not like something that's really that important it's important to them because it's their super chats. It's not important to me because, there's nothing like only one person really held them accountable. It's basically their supporters saying, hey, you were told about this earlier, and everything like that. And they're like, hey, basically what I explained, how like what they were saying that she was on wasn't what she was actually on. She was using something entirely different, and that's why they didn't believe the so-called accusations. It turned out to be correct, yes, but it was something entirely different. Like it was a different site completely, so you can't really believe them. Okay. Yeah. So there we go. So what do you guys think? You think there's some truth going on? I don't. I think as you can see from my hashtags above, bitch is lying and Fresh is dumb. The bitch is lying and Fresh is fucking dumb. God damn it, Fresh. Why are you fucking nutting chicks that? Oh god. So there we go. So that's the video. I'll keep a lookout from Miss Medusa. And see if she says anything. Well, I guess I'll actually be keeping out for when when Myron says anything about it, because I'm not going to follow this chick because I don't care. So I'll keep a lookout for that. But yeah, so I'll keep a lookout, and I'll probably say something later on or tweet it. So make sure you follow me on X. You might be able to see my tweet back. I don't know, but yeah. So we'll see what goes on. I'm really curious about the legal case. That's gonna be interesting, and obviously, I guess, Florida is a two-party consent state. I'm assuming that's why it's illegal to record someone without their consent, which is why she's going to catch a charge there. You can't record someone without their consent. That's why if you go back in time and watch the exposed video for Myron when this last happened, and they were talking to Miss Cheeks, that he asked, like, are you okay with me recording this? And he waited until she said, yes, you can, after, and everything, or, basically, yeah, before she, before he started actually recording. And, yeah, so, so Florida's a two-party consent state. That's why she's going to catch a charge there. Yeah, so. But it'll be interesting to see what other charges in the U.S. that she's going to be getting charged for. Probably prostitution, I guess. But I don't know. I'm curious. I think we all are curious. So that'll be interesting. We'll see if Jin Chen has anything to say after today. She said this Wednesday that it was all going to get debunked. So we'll see what she has to say. I'll keep an eye out. Maybe. I don't really care. So again, tomorrow I won't be doing a show. I have things I need to do, some family time and whatnot. And then Friday will probably be a reaction stream. That's what I was going to do Monday. Yeah, Monday. That's what I was going to do Monday. So I'll be doing a reaction stream on Monday or on Friday. Just a bunch of videos I've saved and we'll look at. So I'll do a reaction video then. And yeah, so weather is it? I think I'm gonna take my daughter on for a walk later to get my exercise in. Maybe I'll wait a little bit, warm up a bit. But yeah. So sorry, I'm talking to myself at this point. But yeah, so what do you guys think? Do you think she's telling the truth? Do you think she's credible at all? I don't think she's credible. But to be fair, I didn't think she was credible when this first came out. So that's just me. Maybe that's my bias. More than likely, yes, that's my bias showing. But it's it's hard to believe when you see so many of these false bullshit coming out. I am disassociating myself from Coffee Brand Coffee. Jeremy is the recording is irking me with his attack on Fresh and Fit. And this isn't a big deal. I'm not important enough to really have any effect. I'm just that's if you go back, see my videos, supporting Coffee Brand Coffee, and you see me, don't see that in my description anymore. That's why this whole, is going after Fresh and Fit and trying to hold them to a standard that they're not holding other women to. It irks me. Again, it'd be complete, like, I hate that so much. And instantly, immediately believing this chick with no evidence to the contrary. When it came to Crowder, his friend, he believed Crowder more, or he even said, like, oh no, I'm just gonna wait for the evidence before I believe anything. And and then, but when it's someone he doesn't like, these red pillars, now he's gonna switch up his standards. That shit bothers me, and it irks the shit out of me. So why I don't watch Crowder anymore, because as I explained when I did the Crowder reaction stuff, was he made a big deal about the bullshit contract he got from Daily Wire, and then he ends up giving a bullshit contract to Dave Landau. So that stuff like that, it just irks me. I don't really care whether they like someone or not. I just like the consistency, like keeping a standard the same. All right, like saying like, look, I'm going to wait for the evidence before I make any judgments. Okay. But then I'm not going to wait for the evidence and I'm going to make a bunch of judgments. Okay. And it just doesn't make sense. Why are you holding these guys accountable from your worldview? Even Andrew Wilson isn't. Okay. He's like, look, if if all this is, he would criticize them about, Fresh about, wanting an abortion because he's anti-abortion. It's my criticism to Fresh as well, but he's not holding him to the stand. Like he's anti-abortion, so he's not holding Fresh to a standard that Fresh doesn't hold himself. He's just holding to a standard, like, a moral objection is what Andrew Wilson is doing. But all these other people, like, and he even said, like, look, this chick's lying on evidence. But he'll probably, like, I don't, Fresh is wrong for wanting a chick to, get an abortion, but he's not holding him to the same to that standard at all. If that makes any sense. I doubt that made any sense. But that's just my issue, is like, you're holding these guys to a standard that they don't hold themselves, nor do they hold women to that standard. They don't say, like, oh, you're a woman, you shouldn't get an abortion, you're killing a baby, and then go around and having an abortion themselves. That would be a valid critique, in my opinion. But if they're both pro-choice, which I'm pretty sure, I know Myron is for sure, and I'm like 99% sure that Fresh is prior to all this, and they don't hold women to, standard when it comes to abortion or anything like that, then why are you guys trying to claim that he's not being responsible when he's responsible for what? Like, I don't get this. He's not holding any, he doesn't hold a woman. He's like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. All right. Maybe that's just me, but it's just ridiculous to try to hold these guys to a standard that they don't hold themselves, nor to any woman. Okay. If they'd be a bit of hypocrisy, agreed, that if, they were telling women, hey, you shouldn't get an abortion, you're killing life, blah, 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 and then turn around when they're in the hot seat, they want an abortion, that would be one thing entirely. But they don't hold the women to that standard. So stop harping on them for not, like, I don't get it. Like, I don't get it. Maybe I'm just retarded. I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense to me. So, but yeah, that's why. And I don't think Jeremy the Corning's gonna give a shit. Like, I wasn't even making that much profit, but yeah, I'm gonna, disassociate myself from Coffee Brand Coffee. Unless, like, the next coffee company I switch to, which will be Rumble's 1775 coffee. If that turns out to be tasting worse, maybe I'll go back. I don't know. I like my coffee and I need it to taste good. But yeah. So again, I'm not like saying this as a way like, oh, I'm gonna own his company. No, I'm nobody. I'm not that important. But I'm just saying that in case, you look in my old descriptions, see Coffee Brand Coffee, and then you come out like, oh, why don't you have it anymore? That's all. That's all it is. So, not a big deal. It's all good. But again, if you like the video, you like me watching my reaction, my information, my thoughts, my feelings, I'm important, right? You liked it, give me a like. Follow me here on Rumble. Be much appreciated. Make sure you follow me on X at officialwghost. Best way to find out when I go live, etc., etc., etc. YouTube.com/@withghost. Twitch.tv/@officialwghost. Or with ghost, sorry. @officialwithghost on twitch.tv. Well, not at. Take the ad away. I haven't been gaming. I think that's going to change starting next week. Again, everything's been kind of fuzzy. Newborn and everything. We're getting everything situated here. Everything's kind of calmed down at this point. So I will be trying to do some gaming streams starting next week more frequently. I think what my schedule will be Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. I think that's when I'm going to do some gaming. Going to continue playing Helldivers 2. I'm enjoying the shit out of it. It doesn't get old to me whatsoever. But that's what I'm doing. The reason I'm doing it that way, not gaming the entire time, because I'm helping our daughter, my newborn, apparently doesn't like to sleep at night. So it prevents my wife from sleeping. So on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, what I'll be doing is, well, maybe not Fridays, but at least on Monday and Wednesday, I'll be staying up, till midnight ish, allowing my wife to get some sleep before I bring our daughter up and go to bed myself. So that's why I'm trying not to do a lot of gaming streams at night, because that's the only time we can really do it is at night, when our other daughter goes to bed. So yeah. But if you want to see me play my gaming, that's rumble.com/official at gaming with ghosts on Rumble. So yeah. Anything else? Or sorry, rumble.com/gaming with ghosts. There we go. Tired. Leave me alone. Again, like the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you follow me. Again, tomorrow no stream. Friday will be a reaction stream, so watch me there. Hope you have a good day. Peace out, and see you all later.